And he's already won our hearts. He obviously won our hearts because he's the new Pope. But we just had a beautiful fraternal meal at the Domus Santa Marta, where we've been staying. And he told us, he said, we toasted him, the Cardinal Secretary of State toasted him, and then he toasted us, and he simply said, "May God forgive you," which brought the house down. In other words, I hope you don't regret this later. It's very difficult to explain. Here, obviously, you get to know the new Pope as a brother cardinal, as we have for a long time, but all of a sudden the identity is different. His name is different, his clothes is different, our relationship with him. So the same man that morning you may have been walking with your hand around his arm, all of a sudden you're going back and you go up to him and very spontaneously genuflect and kiss his ring and embrace him and promise him your love and allegiance and loyalty and prayer. And it's an astounding moment. As simple and as humble and as sincere as he so radiantly is, his identity is new now, as Jesus did with the first Pope, with Simon and Peter. That I found extraordinarily moving. So,
omnipotentis, Patris, et Filii, et Spiritus Sancti, descenda super vos.
Yes, he immediately said to us, I choose the name Francis in honor of St. Francis of Assisi. Now, I guess that's because some knowing that he's a Jesuit, might have thought it was St. Francis Xavier. So he quickly clarified that. It didn't surprise us because you've all done your homework already. And you know how renowned he was for his beautiful care and love for the poor in Buenos Aires. And now this is interesting too. Apparently in Buenos Aires, he takes the bus every day to work. And sure enough, tonight, did you hear what happened? Of course, we're all together there hanging out the windows while he's there at the balcony, and then we all, as he's greeting people in what's called the Hall of Benedictions, we went downstairs like we have been, leaving the Sistine Chapel, and there's buses there for us, just simple little buses, about 5 or 6 to take the cardinals back to the Domus Santa Marta. And I didn't know this because as I left, things are back to normal, and there you see the Holy Father's car, and the lead car, and the back car, and the security, and the motorcycles, and also I thought, well, things are back to normal. The Pope's car is back from the oil change or whatever. So we take the buses over, and then the cardinals wait outside to greet the new Holy Father as he comes back to Domus Santa Marta, where he's been living. And as the last bus pulls up, guess who gets off the bus? Pope Francis. So I guess he told the driver, that's okay, I'll just go with the guys in the bus. So even though nationality and geography is important, I think most cardinals just want to choose the right man. You know, you want a man of God, you want a man of good pastoral governance, you want a man with a sense of the Church Universal, you want a good communicator, and he fills those bills. Where he comes from is gravy, and we got a lot of good gravy with a man coming now from Latin America. You talk about a booster shot to the church in the Americas. This is going to be a real blessing. I didn't take those things seriously. I'd like to say this, especially to the New York press. I told you so. So I never took that seriously. But there's a sense of relief, not that I ever thought about rumors that I would hear. There's a sense of relief on all of us and a sense of peace and serenity because, once again, Jesus is taking care of his church, and he's provided us with a new good shepherd. And there's that in itself is a sense of relief. In fact, the Holy Father, Pope Francis, said to us tonight, I'm going to sleep well, and something tells me you will too. And we will. We'll sleep well tonight knowing that the church is in good hands. So